The story begins at Bubble Tech, where CEO Mark Weidel is proudly launching a brand new product, the Bbot, an AI-powered, kid-friendly robot designed to be the perfect best friend. These Bbots can scan any kid, learn everything about them, track their hobbies, and make them happy in every way possible. Each bot even has a built-in projector that creates an entire digital world around the child. Kids absolutely love it, and soon, Bbots become the biggest craze in the entire city. Every kid has one, except for one boy. The scene now shifts to Barney, a lonely kid who lives with his dad and his grandma. He doesn't have a Bbot, and because of that, he doesn't really have any friends either. His teacher knows it's his birthday, so she seats him at a special bench, hoping other kids will talk to him. But instead, everyone just makes fun of him. Wow, it's your birthday, and you still don't have a Bbot? Barney feels terrible. He knows his dad can't afford one. Their financial situation is rough, and his dad works as a traveling salesman. Meanwhile, his grandma has prepared a full birthday party for him, but Barney tells her he didn't invite anyone because no one would come anyway. All he wants is a Bbot. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. Barney runs outside and sees a Bbot box lying on the ground, but when he opens it, it's just a rock. It was a prank by a kid named Rich. Already upset, Barney gets even more disappointed when his dad gifts him a simple hammer set for his birthday. Realizing how badly Barney wants a Bbot, his dad Graham decides to get him one, no matter what. He and his mom Donka head out at night to the bubble factory, but by the time they arrive, it's closed. A factory worker named Bree tells them that Bbots have a 3-month pre-order waiting list. They lose hope until Graham notices a damaged Bbot being sent to recycling. He buys it from the worker on the spot. The next morning, Barney wakes up and is thrilled to see the Bbot. He happily thanks his dad, but when he tries to turn the bot on, nothing happens. The bot is broken. Barney eventually manages to pry it open, and it finally powers up, but since it isn't connected to the bubble network, it can't understand him properly. It even walks straight onto the road and almost gets hit by a car, draining its battery. Barney charges it and explains, "My name is Barney. You're supposed to know everything about me, which is why you're not coming to school today." He locks the bot, now named Ron, in his room and heads to school, proudly telling everyone he finally has a Bbot. But when he returns home, his entire room is a disaster. Ron had been trying to learn everything about him. Barney runs downstairs and finds Ron goofing around with his grandma. When Barney confronts him, Ron cheerfully says, "I learned everything about you. I'm your best friend." Barney snaps back, "You're not my friend. You ruined all my stuff." He tells his grandma the bot is completely broken. Grandma tries to fix it with a drill, but Barney stops her. "Please, you'll destroy it. We need to return it to Bubble." But Grandma says, "If your dad finds out you didn't like his gift, he'll be heartbroken." She encourages Barney to spend some time with Ron, get to know him, and maybe learn to enjoy having a friend, even if he's a weird one. And with that, she leaves them alone. Barney decides to take the robot back to the Bubble store all by himself, but Ron sneaks out of his bag and wanders off, straight into a playground where Rich and his friends are hanging out. Rich grabs Ron immediately. Barney runs up and says, "Give me my Bbot back. I'm taking him to the store to get him fixed." Rich laughs and says, "Sure, I'll give him back, but first you have to dance for us." Barney refuses. So Rich hits Ron, and Ron instantly fights back, punching Rich right in front of everyone. Barney actually enjoys it for a second, but Rich's Bbot records the whole thing. The video gets flagged, and police are alerted. Barney panics, grabs Ron, and the two run away laughing and breathless. Barney asks, "Bbots can't hurt people. They have mega safety controls. How did you do that?" Ron casually replies, "I don't have mega safety controls. I'm not connected to the Bubble network." Just then, the police show up and take both of them straight to the Bubble factory. Barney's dad and grandma are called in. The officer yells at Bree, the store girl, "Your bot is dangerous. It attacked a kid." Barney tries to defend Ron. "He's my friend." But Bree checks Ron's system and discovers he isn't registered to anyone. Grandma admits they bought him from the recycling guy. Because of that, the factory decides to destroy Ron and sends him to the crusher room. But by now, Barney truly cares about him. So he sneaks into the crusher area, rescues Ron, and helps him escape. Everyone starts chasing them. Thinking fast, Barney switches Ron with another Bbot and hides Ron inside a backpack. The workers crush the wrong bot, and everyone assumes Ron is gone for good. Barney doesn't tell his dad or grandma the truth. They all return home as if nothing happened. Meanwhile, at Bubble headquarters, COO Andrew is thrilled. They've just sold 100 million Bbots. But Bree walks in and reports, "Sir, one of the bots attacked a kid." Mark, the CEO, is shocked. He designed the bots so violence would be impossible, but Andrew only cares about profits. "If this leaks, our stock will crash." Bree reassures him, "We already crushed the bot. No one will ever know." Back at home, Barney hides Ron in his backyard shed so the family won't find out. He tells Ron, "I'm your friend, so I'm gonna teach you how to be my friend so you can come to school with me." Barney starts training him how to behave, how to talk, how to fit in. They play, laugh, learn, and slowly Ron starts to understand. One evening, the two are sitting on a cliff. Barney accidentally pushes Ron, and Ron tumbles down into the swimming pool of Barney's classmate Savannah. Barney jumps in and rescues him. Savannah looks at Ron and says, "Your Bbot is weird. It wasn't online, so nobody could even find it. If it can't make friends, what's the point?" Ron immediately asks her, "How can I make friends for Barney?" Savannah replies, "Find people who like the same stuff he likes. That's how friendships work." Barney quickly cuts her off and says, "This bot is broken. Please don't tell anyone about him." He begs her to keep it secret, because if the bubble company finds out Ron still exists, they'll throw him into the crusher for real. Barney brings Ron back to his room and hides him under the bed for the night. Ron quietly says, "I'm useless. I can't even find friends for you. But it's not like I'm some amazing person either. Nobody comes to sit with me at school. I'm always alone." Ron finally understands. Barney needs friends more than anything. Suddenly, the power goes out. Barney admits he's afraid of the dark. Ron immediately lights up the room for him, and even saves this information to his memory drive. Meanwhile, at the bubble factory, they discover the bot they destroyed was not Ron. They also find a video of Ron that Savannah accidentally recorded. Mark is surprised. Ron and Barney are laughing, having fun, being real friends. Mark says, "I never programmed Bbots to laugh, but Barney's bot is laughing. It's creating its own code." He feels excited. This could make Bbots even better, but Andrew hates it. To him, Ron is a threat to their company image, so he sends his men out to capture Ron immediately. The next morning, Barney hides Ron in the shed and heads to school, but Ron has already made up his mind. He's going to help Barney make friends, no matter what. So Ron leaves the shed and starts posting flyers everywhere. Be Barney's friend. He even tells random people all of Barney's personal habits. Then he shows up at school. Barney spots him and rushes over. "Ron, what are you doing here?" Ron proudly says, "I'm finding friends for you." He leads Barney to a bench, where he has brought a little kid and a bunch of school bullies. Chaos breaks out across the entire school. Teachers panic. Students scream. The principal drags Barney to her office, especially because the bubble company staff has arrived. Outside, Rich grabs Ron and demands, "How did you punch me? Bubbles can't hit people." Ron calmly says, "I don't have mega safety controls." Rich is amazed. That's awesome. He orders his own bubble to copy Ron's data, and the mega safety control switches off on his bot too. Inside the principal's office, Bree asks Barney, "Where is your bubble?" Before Barney can answer, all the Bbots outside suddenly turn violent. Without safety controls, they start attacking one another. Their limits overload. Savannah begins live streaming the whole scene worldwide. Everyone can see the Bbots going totally out of control. Even Bubble headquarters is watching in panic. Mark quickly uploads a global patch. All Bbots shut down instantly, but the principal is furious with Barney and places him on school suspension. Barney storms out with Ron, yelling, "Why did you do all of this? You're just a box." Ron is hurt. He turns away and says softly, "I am no longer your friend." Ron walks off, leaving Barney alone. When Barney reaches home, he sees Bubble Company agents searching for him. They tell his dad and grandma that Barney never returned the Bbot. His dad insists Barney doesn't have any Bbot, but the agents start searching the entire house. Barney sneaks out to the deck and hides. There, he finally realizes that everything Ron did, the chaos, the trouble, the craziness, he did it for Barney, because Barney was the one who taught him how to be a friend. Then Ron appears. He curls himself back into his box and says, "I'm useless. Just send me back." But Barney now understands the truth. Ron is his best friend, so he hugs Ron and sticks a handmade label on him, "Best Friend out of the box." Ron lights up with pure happiness. Barney even rewrites his notebook, changing all the rules he made. "We are good friends." But suddenly, the bubble agents approach the house. Barney grabs Ron and runs. They spot him instantly, forcing Barney to hide in Savannah's backyard. Savannah asks, "What are you doing here?" Barney explains, "They're hunting Ron. They think the school disaster was his fault. I have to protect him." But Savannah is hurting too. Because of the fight at school, everyone is calling her Poop Girl. Her life has turned into a meme. Barney asks her again to keep Ron a secret. Then Ron head toward the forest, laughing, goofing around, and escaping all the chaos. That night, Barney and Ron climb a tall tower deep in the woods. Barney tells him, "When I was 6, Savannah and Rich were my best friends, but they drifted away, and I'm not letting anyone take you away from me now." He decides they'll stay in the forest. They fall asleep, and Ron lights up the darkness for him. Back at Bubble HQ, Andrew orders every employee to access kids' private data to track Ron and Barney's location. Meanwhile, Barney's dad and grandma are frantically searching. They visit Savannah's house and ask her about Barney, but she stays silent because she promised him. Barney's dad feels terrible for not being a better parent, but Donka comforts him. "He'll come back, we'll find him." The next day, Savannah confronts Rich. She tells him, "What you did at school ruined my whole life, and now Barney ran into the forest because of you. We need to fix this." Back in the forest, the weather turns harsh. Barney builds a fire to keep them warm, but Ron's battery is down to 5%. Barney doesn't know what to do, so he puts Ron in sleep mode. mode. Later that night, the darkness grows deeper, and Barney becomes terrified. No one knows where they are. At Bubble HQ, Andrew secretly taps into Savannah's Bbot and overhears everything she told Rich. Now they know Barney and Ron are in the forest. Employees panic. The weather is dangerous, and a kid is missing. They urge Andrew, "We have to rescue that boy." So Andrew remotely activates every Bbot in the city and sends them into the forest to search for Barney and Ron. Mark also heads out personally to find them. But when the Bbots arrive in the forest, Barney tries to walk toward them. Then he remembers, if they take him back, they'll take Ron away forever. So he runs. But in the chaos, Barney slips and falls into a deep pit. Andrew finally spots Barney and Ron in the forest. He sees how weak they both are. Barney can barely stand, and Ron is almost out of power. Andrew realizes Ron is no threat anymore, so he quietly deletes the footage and tells the entire team, "It's too late. They're probably not even in the forest. Let's go home. We'll search the city tomorrow." Everyone believes him and leaves. Even the Bbots start returning to their homes. Barney's condition is getting worse. His inhaler is empty, struggling to breathe. Seeing this, Ron uses the last bit of his battery to carry Barney through the forest, step by step. By sunrise, they finally reach the edge of town. Barney whispers, "We can't go home. Bubble Tech will crush you." But Ron ignores him. Barney's health is failing fast. Savannah spots them first and calls all the kids over. At the same moment, Andrew's men arrive. They seize Ron and rush Barney to the hospital. News spreads everywhere. Barney's Bbot saved his life. People celebrate it. Bubble Tech employees cheer. Andrew is thrilled because this will explode Bbot sales. At the hospital, Barney wakes up surrounded by his childhood friends, Savannah, Rich, and his parents. Savannah and Rich finally realize Barney was always a good friend, just like Ron. Barney's dad apologizes through tears. "I worked day and night trying to give you a better life, and I forgot to actually be there for you. I'm sorry, son. I love you." Barney softly asks, "Where's my best friend, Ron?" Right then, Mark walks in. "I'm Mark, the CEO of Bubble Tech. I designed the Bbots," he explains. "Ron's code wasn't stable. I repaired him, but it changed who he was." Barney refuses to accept that. "I don't want a fixed bot. I want my friend." Mark tries to restore Ron's personality from the cloud backups, but suddenly access is blocked. Andrew orchestrated everything. He convinced the shareholders that Mark was unfit to run the company. Andrew is now the new CEO. Barney turns to Mark, "Then take me into the cloud. I'll find Ron myself." His dad and grandma nod. "We're coming too." Mark hesitates but agrees. They sneak into Bubble Tech headquarters without anyone noticing. They cut the power, and Mark guides Barney into the massive server room. Everyone else is at Andrew's big ceremony celebrating him as the new CEO. Inside the server hall, endless lights stretch to infinity. Millions of servers. Meanwhile, Andrew discovers the break-in. He captures Barney's dad and grandma and proudly explains his real plan. "These bots aren't friends. They're code data. I use that data to track every kid, their habits, their secrets, so I can sell them exactly what they want." He records his confession on his phone, smiling like he's already won. Andrew realizes someone has broken into the server room. He immediately shuts down power to the entire cloud and sends security guards to capture Barney. Inside the server hall, the lights go out. Barney stands in total darkness, terrified. But then, a soft glow appears. Ron, his memory chip lights up, guiding Barney through the servers. Barney follows the light and finally finds Ron's core chip. He plugs it into Ron's body, and in a flash, Ron comes back, the real Ron, the friend he knew. They hug, relieved and overwhelmed. As they prepare to leave, Barney notices something heartbreaking. Every one of his classmates, even the bullies, even Savannah, are just like him, lonely, disconnected, pretending to be okay. It hits him hard. Barney turns to Ron and says, "What if we make every Bbot like you? A real friend." Mark loves the idea. 250 million bots, all with Ron's heart. He begins uploading Ron to the cloud, but something goes wrong. The process is deleting Ron's original self. They stop the upload immediately. Barney begs, "We have to get out of here," but Ron gently shakes his head. "I was made to make friends. Every kid needs one, and you taught me how." Barney tears up. He hugs Ron tightly as Ron says, "It's okay." And then, Barney completes the upload. Ron dissolves into light, his code spreading into every server, every Bbot across the world. Ron's body shuts down. He's gone. But his warmth, his personality, now lives inside every Bbot on Earth. Security bursts into the server room. They escort Barney back to his parents. Andrew's secret plan is exposed when the phone recording leaks. People see how he used Bbots to steal children's private data. He's fired instantly. Mark is reinstated as CEO of Bubble Tech. 4 months later, every kid's Bbot is now a genuine best friend. Funny, caring, chaotic, and heartwarming, just like Ron. Barney gets his old friends back. Savannah, Rich, all of them standing by his side again. The world is brighter, kinder, and more connected. If you had fun, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video.